All right. Hey everybody, Lauren Fitz here. Welcome to day 2 of Team Fitz University Coach Basics Training. We are getting to the basics, and one of the basics of Beachbody coaching is the challenge group, guys. The challenge group is where we do what we do. A challenge group is something that I think people underestimate the power of. A challenge group is something that can change the life of an individual that has tried diet after diet and failed. And this is where you get to uniquely be you, right? So where do we start? So day 1, we talked about where to start, right? And you immediately want to dive into a challenge group as a participant, right? But you might be a coach that's like, okay, I definitely see the benefit of being a challenger, but I want to run my own challenge group. So how the heck do I start? Well, I'm glad you asked. The fact is that Beachbody, your online coach office, the training, has a bunch of great training tools that you can go find right there. Now, is there one right or wrong way to hold a challenge group? No. In fact, you are going to try multiple ways, and what works for you next month might not work for you in a year, might not work for you in 5 years. And the fact is that how I run my challenge group right now, October 2017, is very different than when I did my first one, November of 2015, right? The fact is that all I care about is helping the people in my challenge group get results, okay? And if you want to be a successful coach, that needs to be one of your #1 priorities, is helping people change and get results. Proof is in the pudding, guys. And, you know, you can coach all day, every day, but if you are not helping people reach their goals, you're not going to be successful in this business, okay? So, challenge group. So, you have a few options where you can hold your challenge groups, okay? There is the My Challenger Tracker app, which Beachbody provides for you, and you, as a coach, have the access to be able to add people to your group, to be able to make sure that they check in every day. You can actually do live video in there, and that used to be my excuse why I didn't use the Beachbody My Tracker Challenger app. But the reality is I prefer to be on Facebook. One of the risks that you take if you choose option 2 to hold your private Facebook challenge groups or your private challenge groups on Facebook is that at any moment in time, Facebook actually can shut you down, especially if you were using your personal profile as a business. And so this is why I definitely like to have an email list of all of the people that are my customers and my coaches, right? Because at the end of the day, if Facebook shut me down, I would still have a way to communicate with those people via email. And Beachbody is good at the fact that in your online coach office, you have access, you have emails to all your customers and all of your coaches. But bottom line, I personally prefer to do my challenge groups on Facebook. Why? Because most people are on Facebook, and I don't want them to have to. It's just easier and more likely in my mind for them to be able to be successful because it's right there. And when they get on Facebook, they have their accountability partner notification, they have my video notification, they have whatnot, okay? So figure out which platform you want to do the challenge group, and then you're like, but Lauren, I get that, but that's like the easiest part. Where do I go from there? Don't forget that this is not about perfection. So this is where you utilize all of the tools and then make it in your own personality. So I know that a lot of you guys know that I do live videos, and it scares the bejesus out of many of you. You do not have to be a live video person to be a good coach, okay? Now, I will let you know that it is a great, easy way to communicate a message with multiple people, and it's a way that they can get to really learn who you are and know your personality. At the end of the day, Beachbody has amazing programs and products, but you aren't going to build your business because of those products. You're going to build your business because it's you, and you are putting your own personality into this business, right? Because the fact is that they can have anyone as a coach, and they've chosen you. because they already know, well, a lot of people already know that the products are good, but they are trusting you to help them on this journey, okay? So which platform? So choose Beachbody My Challenge Tracker app or Facebook. Now, there's a few little technical not difficulties, but technicalities that you want to make sure that you do when you create your Facebook group. One, you want to make it a closed Facebook group. You have 3 different options. You have an open Facebook group, a closed, and a private one. A closed Facebook group makes it very easy for them to search and request to be added as a member, but you as the administrator have that option to let them in or not. I will let you know that when you create a Facebook group, which is very easy, guys, literally, I'll do a tutorial on how to create a Facebook group, because I know that some of you guys are Facebook illiterate when you first join Beachbody. So, but it's very easy. I'm going to tell you, Google that, you know what, many times in the training, because the fact is that all of the trainings, whether it's Team Fitz University, whether it's Team Made University, or the Beachbody Coach Basics Training University, there's so much information, but unless you seek out how to learn it and apply it, you're not going to learn. And so there's going to be a lot of times where you have a question, and I challenge you to try and figure out the answer on your own. And sometimes that involves Google, sometimes that involves YouTube. Google and YouTube are the best when it comes to figuring stuff out, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. That being said, you create a closed Facebook group, right? You go into the admin settings and you make it where you are the only person that can let people in, because that was a mistake that I made at first, is that basically anyone could add and anyone could approve addition to the group. And so my rule is that no one can be in my challenge group unless they have actively purchased a challenge package from me initially and are an active customer. Now, again, you're going to hear me say throughout this whole basics training that there is no right or wrong way to hold your business, okay? So that means that if you want only office hours for 1 hour of the day, each day, that's cool. You have that ability because it's your own business. Don't expect it to grow super fast if all you're doing is dedicating an hour, but you can still have a really successful Beachbody business if you have that dedicated power hour every single day. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to be able to go full-time, balls to the wall like I did to be successful, okay? So you have your office hours, right? Then you set up your Facebook group. And then for me, I personally only let people in that are an active purchaser of my time, right? Because at the end of the day, they are paying for a service. They can get Beachbody from anywhere, so they are buying it from you for this service, and my time is valuable. You cannot expect someone to respect your time if you don't respect it yourself. And so this is a challenge that I see from a lot of my coaches that initially give so much away for free, and then all of a sudden they expect for people to respect their time and pay for it, and they're like, wait, you want what? But you've given everything for free. And us fitness instructors are some of the worst about that, because we really, if you teach fitness, you don't do it for the money. So we really do want to help people. And so we're so used to giving our time and energy away for free. And I just challenge you to realize that time is the most valuable thing that you have. And I don't want any of you guys to take advantage of that time and make it where I just want you to value yourself, okay? So if you want to add people to your challenge group for free, it is, at the end of the day, your decision. I personally don't. So you have made that decision where you're going to hold your group and if you're going to let people in that have purchased or are free customers, right? At least, excuse me, at least make it where they have at least become your customer on Beachbody. And you can do that by sending them your website and having them fill out basically they become a customer, so that when the day comes that they are like, okay, I think I want to try the Shakeology that I keep hearing Coach so-and-so talk about, they will go to the website and it will automatically be given, the commission will be given to you because they signed up as your customer. Even though they're just your free customer, they are still your customer. So any purchase that they make from that point on, you'll make commission from it. Now, hopefully when you see that you have made commission from them, you reach out to them and be like, hey girl, I saw that you purchased Shakeology. You want to in my group, right? Because your job as a coach is to help them, use those products successfully, right? Because let's face it, you can go buy P90X, but a lot, I mean, I'm speaking for myself because I bought P90X, I guess it was like 2011, and I did 2 workouts. Not proud of that, but that's just reality. And I've always, been into fitness. But if Lauren Fitzgerald, only did 2 workouts, you can imagine, a lot of people press play and are like, oh, hell no. The fact is, if there was a human being involved that reached out to me and like, hey, I'm actually your coach that comes along with your purchase, let me help you start P90X and see it through, I would have probably done all 90 days and I would have probably gotten amazing results. I would have probably thought about coaching back in 2011, and I so wish that I would have joined coaching sooner than 2015 like I did. But better late than never, okay? So, your challenge group. Well, you need people, right? Duh. So, you have already started inviting people. You are reaching out to them, planting seeds, and I want your goal to have at least 3 people every month that you can help in your challenge groups. Now, if you are a participant, if you're one of my personally sponsored coaches and you're in my own group, you know that I have anywhere from 50 to 100 people every month, right? You're not going to start out that way. And don't set yourself up for that mindset, because you can be amazingly successful if your challenge group is you and 3 other people, because you as a coach are making a difference in those 3 people's lives. But why do I say 3 people? I'm glad you asked. Because 3 people means that you are meeting your monthly goal of hitting Success Club 5. Success Club 5, and we'll talk about this, why it's so important on a different training video. But Success Club 5, if you are really taking your business serious, that needs to be a non-negotiable. And so that means that you're helping at least 3 people every single month who have purchased a challenge package from you. You're helping them in a challenge group start and finish a program and get amazing results, okay? So you have your people and you're like, okay, I don't know what to do with them. Talk to them. I know, it's crazy. It's a crazy idea, but you guys, this is a basic human action that so many of us have lost because of freaking social media. The ability to just talk and get to know someone and get to know what their struggles are. Get to know what their goals are. Get to know what they've done that has worked, and more important, like what they've done that didn't work. This is a vital part of you being a good coach, guys, and I cannot stress it enough. Please fight the temptation to automatically just, hey, you should start with 21 Day Fix. Guys, the 21 Day Fix is a great program, but it's not the best starter program for everyone. If you have someone that struggles walking to the mailbox every day, you're not going to start them on 21 Day Fix. And if you don't, you're like, Lauren, I don't know what I'm going to start them on. Then that's when you talk to your personally sponsored coach and like, okay, I've got this person, she's like 65 and she's got this problem and this problem, and I don't know where to start her. And I'm, okay, well, I think these programs would be a great place to start, right? And I promise you, the more you do it, the more familiar you're going to be. Have I done every single Beachbody program? No, I'm never going to do Country Heat. I'm just going to say that. I know I say never, but I will never do Country Heat. I'm going to say that. I'll probably never do Tai Gong. Maybe I might, maybe when I'm older. But Tai Gong or Tai Chi or whatever, it's the program that is great for people. It's one of the great starter programs that's low impact, that is for the person that has a hard time walking to their mailbox and back, okay? So it all starts with talking with not the patient, the customer. I'm still in doctor mentality. The patient, the client, the customer, talk to them. And I want you to really know what their story is, what their goals are, what their struggles are, and where they're at in their health and fitness journey, okay? So you've figured out where you're going to do this. You've figured out who is going to be a part of it. You've figured out what their story is, and now the magic happens. And so a challenge group, you show up every day. Now, I will be the first person to admit that I don't show up 100% every day because sometimes life happens. Sometimes I'm literally traveling in an airplane and on in a Uber and whatnot for all waking hours of the day. I don't beat myself up if I don't show up in a challenge group, but I try my darndest to show up every day, even if it's just to like some comments and to give some people some recognition, like, good job, Courtney. I see that sweat, it might not be a live video every day because that's how I like to coach, but at least showing up to say, hey, I'm still here. I'm on this journey with you, and the reality is that sometimes life happens. Sometimes that life happening is a big life event, like a car wreck or losing a loved one. And then some days it's just, oh my gosh, it's that time of the month and I want to eat everything in sight and I need to post so that people talk me off the ledge, right? And just hearing from another person that's like, oh girl, I'm right there with you. I was tempted by this, but I didn't. Okay, if she can do it, I can do it. That's what this challenge group is about. I like to remind people that accountability, I think, is a false belief, but it's a false belief that helps a lot of us, because at the end of the day, I can't jump through the screen and make sure that every single one of my clients and customers and coaches has pressed play, that they're eating right, that they're drinking Shakeology every day. I can't. I can't do that with not one of them. They can do it. But my presence as a coach in their life has a lot to do with helping them create that daily habit of pressing play, of making the right decisions of what to eat and drink, of drinking Shakeology every day, of showing up in the challenge group and posting that sweaty selfie, posting that food porn, posting that the newest recipe of Shakeology that they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. That's what my job as a coach is, okay? Now, one of the challenges in challenge groups is starting off really strong and then kind of fizzling out. You guys, this is part of this. My phone keeps ringing. It's painful. Sorry, guys. It's part of this process, but the fact is that it's going to happen. Some months I'm good, some months I'm bad, but your job is to try and keep that momentum going throughout the entire month. There is something psychological about the beginning of the month, and I was actually just talking with a coach who asked me, what do you think is best to start your challenge group the first Monday of the month? I've heard some coaches talk about doing it the third Monday of the month. I've actually tried them all. What I think is best might not work for you. My experience is that I feel like, even though in theory I understand the coaches that start their first Monday in the middle of the month, the whole thought process is, I want to find customers in the first 2 weeks of the month and then start them in that third week. But for me, I think I particularly like starting that first Monday of the month because it's that mindset. Mindset is everything. And even when it comes to challenge groups, it's that beginning of the month, the beginning of the year, the beginning of the week, right? We like to reset. And so for me, I particularly like to start at the first Monday of the month. And this particular year, I have changed that up, and I'm slowly getting back to that. Again, what works for you now might work for you next month, but might not work for you a year from now. And so you're always figuring out what works and what doesn't. And don't be the person that keeps doing what doesn't work, right? Because just like in social media, what used to work for a lot of views on like YouTube, it used to be a no-brainer in the first 24 hours of posting a video on my YouTube channel, be between 35 and 40,000 views. It's not like that anymore. It's okay, because I still have the same intention to help other people, and whether it's 2,000, 5,000, or 40,000 in the first 24 hours, I'm going to keep doing me because my overall intention is to help other people. But if you are doing something to build your business that worked at one point and doesn't work anymore, then I want you to start being aware. So, okay, we have platform, we have your challengers, we have what their goals are. The next step is for you to be that weekly reminder, that coach that Yep, I know. You're about to hear it. It's the goodbye pictures. Okay, so this is something that always scares people, whether they be new coaches, new customers, or both. These goodbye pictures, and I call them goodbye. I didn't coin that phrase on my own, but the goodbye pictures are because it's that very first picture that either you sent your coach or that your new customer or your new coach sends you. And these pictures, you guys, they speak volumes. Oftentimes, when we have let ourselves go, we change our clothing, we don't look at ourselves enough in the mirror, and it's subconscious denial about letting ourselves go. And that picture where you're in a sports bra and booty shorts and you're able to see everything, oftentimes is a smack in the face that we need, the reality check. And knowing that you're going to have to take that picture and send it to your coach every Monday is motivation for a lot of people to say no to those donuts, to make sure they press play, to make sure they're drinking Shakeology, to make sure that every day they're moving in the right direction, because they know that Monday pictures are going to come, and they want to make sure that those goodbye pictures stay goodbye pictures and that they are only going in the right direction. All right? Now, I require, and again, this is what I do. It might be what you do. You figure out what works best for you. In my experience of 2 years of coaching, I know that the number on the scale messes with some people's mind, and other people, it's like the factor that helps them keep going in the right direction. I always let my participants choose if they want to weigh themselves. But what I don't let them choose on is the pictures that I need weekly and the measurements that I need at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. Because measurements, you guys, inches always surprises people. I can have a person that literally, if they're recording both weight and inches, can literally have only lost like 3 or 4 pounds. And if that's all the data they were recording, then they would feel like failures. But all of a sudden they look and they've lost 13 inches. Like, what? So you go from feeling like a failure to feeling like you're a bad you-know-what, right? And so this is why I always make pictures a definite must and inches a definite must. Plus or minus on the scale, because I definitely, especially if someone has a history of any kind of eating disorder like anorexia or bulimia, I don't want to re-invoke those old ways. So showing up every day in your challenge group, you doing the same thing that you're asking of your challengers, you being that, at the end of the day, it's you being the coach that you would want to be coaching you, right? And remember that your job as coach in your challenge group, it's just like any sports coach, right? There's a season, and our season is the challenge group, right? And so I like to get people prepped and ready so that's preseason, for the actual game time. And then postseason is going to be different for everyone. There are going to be some people that are in your challenge group month after month after month, right? And then there's going to be some people that are in your challenge group for a month or two and like, okay, I think I got it. Because you have given them the tools to be on their own. Because ultimately that's what we do, right? We, as coaches, we help them learn to make this a lifestyle. And some people need longer than others. And definitely the people that have struggled with their weight for longer portions of their life are going to need to be in your challenge group longer than a month, right? So that being said, these challenge groups are where our bread and butter is as a coach. And you've got to start diving into them sooner than later. I know some coaches that really want to coach but haven't gotten to the point where they have just faced their fear and just done a challenge group. And so I challenge you, if you're a brand new coach, just dive in and remember that it's not about perfection. It's about you just helping the people. And you're going to mess up. I still mess up. But it's not about perfection. It's about you and your life making a difference in those people's lives so that they can become healthier and happier. And more than likely, they're going to be doing the same thing for other people. So that being said, the challenge group is our day 2 of Team Fitz University because it's a vital part of what we do. And that is challenge group in a nutshell. So thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you're doing your 4 daily vital behaviors, and I will see you for day 3 of training tomorrow. Ciao.